Mark, it's not quite there, but how is it that you knew you were able to get out of the country? So as long as you did what you were told shut down the newspaper, you did it. They allowed you to go from your home to the airport and say goodbye. Was it calm like that?
The timing was a little different. This very draconian national security law came out on June 30th, 2020. So we're just coming up on 5 years. Um, about 6 weeks later, they raided the newspaper, sent 250 cops in there, dragged off all this stuff, and intimidated the staff. And they arrested Jimmy Lai at his home that morning, very early that morning. Talk about the kind of midnight knock on the door. At least they waited till dawn. Handcuffed him. This was during COVID. You had all these social distancing measures, couldn't have a demonstration, but somehow you could have, dozens of press people there and the cops manhandling Jimmy. And they perp walked him through his own newsroom. It was just trying to humiliate and shame him. Staff was so brave. They were live streaming the interview that all of Hong Kong was watching it as he's being perp walked through the newsroom. So at that point, that kind of really focused my mind. It turned out I was the only member of the board of directors who was not either out of the country or incarcerated at that point. And I had already been thinking it might be time to kind of lighten up my footprint in Hong Kong, and had arranged to get just the books and furniture, and just like in case I needed to leave in a hurry. And at the end of October that year, I came back to get all my stuff unpacked, and I just bought a ticket to come back, and then they threw Jimmy in jail pretty much for good in December that year, and decided that perhaps discretion was the better part of valor. And so, honestly, I'm not proud of this, but I wasn't there when the paper was shut down. It was the following June, and I and other directors, we were powerless to stop the government. They froze our bank accounts. No court order, but under the national security law, they could freeze our bank accounts. It's like cutting off oxygen. We had 600,000 paying subscribers. We just made the transition quick and very successful transition from mostly print revenues to mostly digital. Banks couldn't give us the money from our subscribers. We couldn't pay for the ink. We couldn't pay for the paper. The electricity company wanted money. We couldn't pay our staff. And so, it's one of my great regrets in life that, I've got Jimmy and 6 other colleagues in jail, and there's nothing I could do to stop it except to keep fighting from abroad.
This is Dr. David D. Schein. Thanks for joining me for this special edition of Saving America. Remember, a new Saving America show is aired on the Brushwood Media Network every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Listen on any of the 16 network stations, Apple or Google mobile app, Apple CarPlay, TuneIn, Smart Speaker, and all smart TVs. Find more information at the brushwoodmedianetwork.com. Please be sure to join us each week. We welcome and love your feedback from our growing audience.